What's going on, guys? John Alder here from Tkinter.com, and in this video, we're going to build a magic 8-ball with Tkinter and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to build this cool magic 8-ball app. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and be sure to grab a totally free copy of my Tkinter widget quick reference guidebook. This thing has every single Tkinter widget and TTK widget spelled out with all their attributes. It's a great resource to have at your side when you're building Tkinter apps. You get a totally free copy at tkinter.com/widget-book. And while you're there, be sure to check out tkinter.com membership, where you can get all my Tkinter courses, videos, and books for one low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership, and check it out. So this is the app we're gonna build, Magic 8-Ball. You know the thing, you shake it and you get an answer. So you say, am I the best Tkinter programmer in the world? Click the button. Signs point to yes. I couldn't hardly fake that. And we can click this thing. You can see signs point to yes. My sources say no, and it's in red. You may rely on it. Let's see if we can get a yellow one. Reply hazy, try again later. So we have green, yellow, and red responses. Green is good, yellow is like, red is bad. Right? So it's just the classic Magic 8-Ball, and we're gonna build it today using customTkinter and a little bit of Python. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor and the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So I've got a file, I'm calling it 8ball.py, and it's our regular basic Tkinter starter code that we always use with the customTkinter stuff already installed. If you don't have customTkinter installed, I'll stick a link to a video in the description below where I walk through doing that, but it's pretty straightforward. So this is just the customTkinter default stuff. So all right, let's come down here, and first off, we've got this image. So we run this thing again, you can see it's just an 8-ball image. I made this little square image. It's just a circle with an 8 in it. You know, I just made it in Photoshop. You can download it from my GitHub repository. Links in the pinned comment below if you want, or you could just use your own or download something off the internet, but we need to slap this image on there. So go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm gonna come up to the top here, and I'm gonna go from PIL, it's the Python image library. We want to import image and image TK. We could probably get away without doing this, but it's always good to use the PIL library if you can. If you haven't installed PIL in your terminal, head back over to your terminal and go pip install pillow. I've already done that, so hey, you've already got it. Good to go. So let's come down here and define our image here. And I'm just going to call this ball. This is going to be an image tk.photoimage. And we want to image.open this thing. And what do we want to open? Well, I've saved this in my images directory / and I'm calling it 8ball.png. This images directory is in the same directory, this ctkinter.com directory that our file is saved in, so we can use a relative path for that. Otherwise, we would have to be like, c /tkinter.com / something like that, right? But we can use a relative path. So, okay, now let's go ball _ image or img, and let's create a label. And we want to put it in root, and we want the image to equal our ball. And let's give this a border of 0, so there's no like border around it. And now let's go ball _ image.pack, pack this guy on the screen, and let's give this a pad y of like 35, really push it down the screen. Okay, let's go ahead and save that and run it, make sure that looks okay. So let's go Python 8ball.py. And when we do, we get this 8 right there. It looks pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and close that. Next, let's come down here and set our results. So every time we click a button, it'll create a result. We need to slap that onto the screen. So I'm just gonna use a regular label for this. And we wanna put it in root. We want the text to equal to nothing at the beginning. And let's give this a font equal to Helvetica and a size of like 28, make it nice and big. We also wanna set the background color to 1A. That's the sort of gray color that our app is. It's that sort of dark color that's the default for customTkinter dark setting. So, okay, now let's results.pack this guy. Let's give this a pad y of like 20 to push it down the screen a little bit. Okay, so we've got our label. It doesn't have anything in it at the moment, but it will in a bit. Now we need a button, so I'm just gonna call this my button. And let's make this a custom Tkinter button. .ctk button, like that. Notice the C, the T, and the B are capitalized. And we want to put this in root. We want the text to equal shake 8-ball, something like that. Let's give this a width of, let's say 190, and a height of 40. Let's give it a compound of top, and let's give it a command of shake. Now this will run the shake function. We haven't created a shake function yet. We'll do that in just a second. But for now, let's mybutton.pack and give this a pad Y of like 30 to push that down the screen a little bit. Okay, so now let's come up here and create that shake function. And for now, let's just say pass. So let's go ahead and run this, make sure everything's looking okay. So looks good. We got a button. When we click it, nothing happens yet. Presumably our text is going to go right there. So, all right. So now we need to do the fun stuff, the guts of this thing, right? We need to make this actually shake a thing and give us an answer. So how do we do that? Well, there is probably 1,000 different ways you can do this. I got these answers from Wikipedia. I just went and typed in Magic 8 Ball, and these are the sort of historic answers. 10 of them are green, 5 of them are yellow, and 5 of them are red. So right away, you know, hey, there's a bigger chance of getting a good result than anything else. So that's kind of fun to know. And what I've done here is I've just created a basic Python dictionary. So these are key value pairs. The key is on this side and the value is on this side of the colon. They're all separated by commas. Now, this is cool. This will work, but we need to randomize this. And you can't really randomize a Python dictionary because these aren't ordered in any way. This is not the first one. It just happens to be the first one listed, but this is not number 1 or number 0, right? These don't have numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to convert this dictionary into a Python list, and then we can randomize that and pull stuff out of it. So we could just make it a list to begin with, but it's a little more complicated, more things to type. We can have Python do it for us automatically. So first I'm going to come up here and I'm going to import random because we want to shuffle this thing, and random allows us to do that. So now let's come down here and let's convert dictionary to list. And I'm just going to call it answer list. And that's going to equal a list. And this is a lowercase L. I know it kind of looks like a capital L, but this is a capital L. It's very angular. This is a lowercase. It's confusing in Sublime Text, but that's how that works. And what we want to do is take our answers and we want to grab the items of this dictionary. This will just grab everything. So let's just go ahead real quick and print out this answer list so you can just see exactly what this has done, right? So let's go ahead and run this guy. Bring this over here. Let's click it once, close it, and then boom, you can see now this is a Python list. And we know that because it has the brackets. Now you'll notice each of the dictionary items is now a tuple, right? So that's interesting. So now we've got a list, we can shuffle that list. And we can do that very easy. So let's go shuffle the list. So to do that, we just call our random function that we just imported. And what do we want to do? We want to shuffle. What do we want to shuffle? Our answer list. Okay. So now this thing has been shuffled, and we can confirm that if we want, because the very first thing is it is certain green, right? So now let's go ahead and print again our answer list and see if the first thing listed is it is certain green. I'm guessing it's not going to be. So let's go back over here, click this, close it. Now it's my reply is no, red. So it has been shuffled. So now all we have to do is grab something out of here and print it to the screen. So let's just go ahead and grab the first thing. But you'll notice the first thing is a tuple, right? And there's 2 items in that tuple. So this is the 0th item, and this is the 1th item, because tuples and lists all start at 0. So we can grab the first item, which is going to be a tuple. So let's do that first. And let's make that our result. So let's go results.config. And let me do some commenting here. Output to the screen. And here we just want to set the text equal to whatever our answer list is. Right? But we want the 0th item. So let's save this and run it and see what this is. This should return a tuple, right? It's going to return like this whole thing. But let's make sure, let's run it and see. So we can click on this and you can see it's very hard to read, but you can see you may rely on it and it's got brackets and green. So that's kind of weird. So, okay, that's basically what we want, but we just want this text. You really can't read that, can you? It says you may rely on it. We just want that. But we want the green too, because we want to change the color of that text to green, right? So we could do that by calling the 0th item in that tuple. The 0th item is the first thing, which is the result, right? We can also set the foreground color of our text to this same thing, our answer list, but instead of the 0th item, we want the 1th item because that's what the color is, right? So that should do it. Let's go ahead and save this, and we don't have to print out the results anymore. Let's clear this screen and run this guy again. And we click it. You may rely on it. Green. We click it again. Without a doubt, green. It is decidedly so green. Oh, we're getting all the green. Don't count on it. Red, right? Outlook, not so good. And if you want to make these more dramatic, those are the red things. Oops, we are still printing out something. I guess I didn't save it. So let's come up here to the red things and let's give these exclamation points. Right? I don't know. I'm just having fun at this point. So let's clear the screen, run this guy again. Bring this over here and sign points to yes, most likely, certain, without a doubt. Oh, look, not so good! Exclamation point. I don't know. And you notice we're getting a lot of greens, but that kind of makes sense because remember, our list has more greens than anything, right? So randomly, you would expect greens to show up more often. I think they do that on purpose because they like the magic 8 ball to be more positive than negative. But you could take out some of these if you wanted to make it sort of even so that maybe they all had 5. So 5 yellows, 5 greens, and 5 reds. That would make it more fair, but totally up to you. Concentrate and ask again. It is decidedly so. Don't count on it. So that's all there is to it. Very easy app. A couple of fun things, converting dictionaries to lists and shuffling them. That's kind of an interesting way to do it. There's probably a lot of different ways you could convert this into a list or shuffle it in different ways. But this is pretty quick and easy. Just a couple of lines of code in order to do that, and it got the job done. So pretty cool. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Tkinter.com where you can use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership. So that's access to all my courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of my Kinter widget book. My name is John Elder from Tkinter.com, and I'll see you in the next video.